Hackers have reportedly stolen more than $100 million worth of Bitcoin from Coldcard users. The physical hardware wallet is meant to act as an extra layer of security for those who own the digital currency. It was created by Toronto-based company Coldcard. The CBC's Anis Haidari is following this story for us. So Anis, give us a general sense of what happened. How did these hackers pull it off?
The Coldcard is something called a cold wallet. So it's a physical device that helps you come up with, and I'll call it a password. It helps you come up with passwords or seeds for your Bitcoin. It helps you keep it secure in a way that if you weren't using something like the Coldcard, you would just log in with a username and password, maybe to an app or with your financial institution. The idea behind them is that if you don't trust an institution or a central server of some sort to keep your data secure, you can use something like the Coldcard or any cold wallet, hard wallet, to keep your passwords or to generate passwords for you to get into your Bitcoin. Usually the risk is that if you lose the device or if it breaks, you're out of luck. They're not supposed to be hackable because they are not on the internet. But what's happened here is that the mathematical formulas that the Coldcard would use to generate seeds, to generate passwords for people to get their Bitcoin, well, it turns out that there was a little bit of a flaw in the system that it used to determine those seeds, to determine those passwords. That flaw dates back to 2021, but hackers just found it recently, and then they started to go wild, and they were able to use this flaw and how they cracked the flaw to determine passwords and seeds that the Coldcard would generate, the Coldcard would generate, rather. So anyone who used the Coldcard, well, they would suddenly see that their money was being drained because people would get through the device without the device in their hands. It now means that we're seeing people move their Bitcoin into other systems, more centralized ones. Take a listen.
Have seen a flight of coins into centralized exchanges and custodians that are regulated. Some people deciding that self-custody is too dangerous and too hard for them to do in light of this.
And so when you hear him refer to self-custody, it's when you have a physical device like the Coldcard that would keep your Bitcoin safe. Since it doesn't, we're seeing people move their money elsewhere. But more than $100 million appears to have been stolen out of the people who maybe did that too late, Leanne.
Okay, and so Anis, all these people who lost that money, that $100 million, any way they can get their money back?
The short answer is probably not. To be honest with you, the whole reason that you use a Coldcard or any sort of cold wallet is that you don't want your stuff with someone central, with a regulator, with anyone who can oversee it. Take a listen to a lawyer that we spoke with about whether anything can be done.
These folks are probably just out of luck. And that's sort of what happens when you decide, I'm not going to trust a government currency. I want to put my faith in something that's largely unregulated, largely untied to trusted institutions, and see what happens.
People have told us that they have reported this to police. Whether the police can do anything remains very unclear. And to be honest with you, if they were to sue the makers of the Coldcard, there is a lot in the terms of service that would block them from really being able to get much money at all. As one lawyer told us, it's, a glorified calculator in some ways, and they may only be able to get money out of the company that amounts to what they paid for the Coldcard, not for the hundreds of millions they lost.
Wow, okay, all right. Very unfortunate for them. Thank you for that. CBC's Anis Haidari.